everybody sees. If you have questions, feel free to post here. Okay. We got that. Let me put it back up. So I need this. There we go. Now I'm drawing all over the place. Awesome. All right. Okay. So, as you've hopefully figured out by now, I'm a big fan of making drawings because it helps me out tremendously. But it's up to you. So basically, there's my sketch of my coordinate axes. 25 is out here. 6, -1 is down here. All right. 8, -3 is down there. And 15, 0 is here. All right. So that's the idea behind it. Like that. Open this up, which would be natural log. Okay. Why does mine not look like that? A, B, C, 25, 6, -1, 8, -3, and 15, 0. On the equation of it. Why does mine not look like the actual figure? So A is there. B is the 6, -1, so that's over here. C is the 8, -3. That's here. And D is 15, 0. Okay. That's a little better. All right. So now I feel better. Okay. So I connect them to form what should be my trapezoid. All right. So it gives me outline of it. Now, okay, just by looking at it, I can tell those are going to be most likely the parallel sides. And with the trapezoid, you only need one. All right. So this is the 25. That's the 6, -1. All right. And obviously, I'm going to need the slope. So step 1 is to find the slope. So from 6 to 20, I'm going over 14. From -1 up to 5, I'm going up 6. So that has a slope of 3/7. All right. Either base would give you the same slope. Either one would give you the same slope. Now, recall the midsegment is the segment connecting the midpoint. All right. So let's say I get one midpoint. This point would be 8, -3. All right. 6 plus 8 is 14. Half of 14 is 7. -1 plus -3 is -4. Half of that is -2. I picked that one because A, you can pick either one, but B, this one, when I add those numbers, I'm going to get odd numbers. And when I add odd numbers and divide by 2, I get a decimal. So to me, it's just easier to work with integers. But now we've got to find the equation of its midsegment. Y equals mx plus b. All right. M is the slope of either side, so the 3/7. The x and y come from the midpoint. All right. The x and y come from the midpoint. So that means y is -2. And x is -7 plus b. What do the 7s do to each other? Of course, cancel out, but keep in mind that's a negative. So -2 equals -3 plus b. That shouldn't have been a negative 7. Should have been a positive 7, sorry. To get rid of the positive 3, you get a negative 3, so negative 5 equals b. So my final answer is y equals the slope I got, 3/7 x, and the b I got by plugging in. All right. Now, the reason I knew that I made a mistake is because if I hadn't, it would have been a negative number, which would have been up there. That's why you keep an eye on things as you go along. All right, so the mid-segment, all right, the y and x come from your point, come from your midpoint. The slope comes from either base. All right. So the second part of today's exercise, finding the mid-segment of a triangle HGK with the following coordinates. H, -5, 4. G, -10, 0. And K, -3, -4. So those are my 3 points. All right. With the triangle, it's very important that you label because there's 3 different mid-segments. And they're going to ask you, all right, so H, -5, 4, G, -10, 0, K, -3, 4. Find the equation of its mid-segment that connects the midpoints of HG, so this one, and to HK, so that one. All right. So we got to make sure we get the right one. -5 plus -3 is -8. Half of that is -4. 4 minus 4 is 0. So even though I didn't draw it to scale, that midpoint's at -4, 0. -10 plus -5 is -15. Half of -15 is -7.5. 0 plus 4 is 4. Half of that is 2. All right, so I'm finding the equation that connects 7.52 and -40. All right, the slope, 2 minus 0 is 2. 7.5 minus -4 turns into 7.5 plus 4, which is 11.5. If you do have a 0.5, one of the easiest things you can do is double it. You get 4 over 23. What's up? So -7.5 plus -4 is -11.5. So that would be -3.5. I'm going over 3.5 and down 2. So either way, it's -2 over 3.5. I double and I got -4/7. If you don't want to deal with the decimal, go back to your original vertices, which weren't in decimal, and look at -10 to -3, which goes over 7. 0 down to -4, which means it goes down 4. So that's also -4 over 7. Recall that the mid-segment and the opposite side have the same slope because they're parallel. Now you're going to go back and do y equals mx plus b. The slope is -4/7. Now, which point are you going to pick for xy? -7.52 or -40? Negative 4 is 0. You got a 0, which helps, and you don't have a decimal. So I'm going to replace the x with negative 4 and the y with 0. All right. Negative times a negative turns it into a positive, so 0 equals 16 over 7 plus b, making b equal to negative 16 over 7. All right. So my final answer to that one, y equals the slope from the first part, which is negative 4/7 x, and the b from the next one, which is negative 16/7. All right. Now the last part. Find the point of intersection of the two midsegments above. All right. So equation from number 1 was y equals 3/7 x minus 5. Equation number 2, y equals negative 4/7 x minus 16/7. You have to find the solution, the point of intersection of those two. First off, what are you going to do? Let's tap into algebra 1 knowledge. What are we going to do first? Divide by 7 or multiply by 7? Now, before we do that, okay, we got to figure out what method we're going to use. So if you're going to multiply everything by 7, are you going to use elimination method? Okay. Now, here's the idea. We've gone over the transitive property, and this is how the transitive property, you can go back to algebra 1. Transitive property says if two things are equal to the same thing, they're equal to each other. Substitution property says if A is equal to B, then I can replace, all right, A with B in any part. Why would that be fitting for this? Take a look at your two equations. They're both solved for what? They're both equal to what? They're both equal to the same thing. All right. So by the transitive property, can I set them equal to each other? Absolutely. So I'm going to take the two mx plus b parts and set them equal to each other. So 3/7 x minus 5 equals negative 4/7 x minus 16/7. And we're coming back to the multiplying by 7 because we definitely are. All right. Now, kids see that, and the first thing they see is fraction. They do. But what's good about our fraction? And that goes back to what was suggested before, multiply by 7. We can multiply everything by 7 right away, and this would become 3x, right? Minus 35. Don't forget, when you multiply by 7, you multiply everything by 7. Equals negative 4x minus 16. How do you get rid of the negative 4x? Add 4x, 7x. How do you get rid of the negative 35? You add it. So 7x equals 19. How do you get rid of a multiplication by 7? You divide, and the x-coordinate of the point of intersection is going to be 19 over 7. How do I get the y-coordinate? I plug it back in. You tell me, am I going to plug it into 1, which has positive slope and a negative, or equation 2, which has compare negative? 2? Why? Because of the other 7? But when we multiply, isn't that going to change the denominators? It's not going to matter. You can do it either way. Personally, I would just do the first one only because it's going to, I'll show you why. Let me put it that way. So if I plug it into the first one, y equals 3/7 times 19/7 minus 5. 3 times 19 is 57 over 49 minus 5. And believe it or not, when we have an integer, it's kind of easy to convert. You just got to multiply by the denominator, which is 49. So this becomes 57 minus 245 over 49. All right. which at the end of the day, when I'm done adding and subtracting, is negative 188 over 3. All right. Now, if you had plugged it into the other one, negative 4/7, all right, 19/7 minus 16 over 7, you'll still get the answer. You know what I mean? So there's no wrong answer. You just have to choose your preference. All right, and to me, it's just easier to convert an integer into a fraction than it is to find a common denominator. All right? So tomorrow, when you're at home, we will create another worksheet where we go through the different types of things with this. All right, and take any questions from the homework, because tomorrow should be a full day. Thursday, we start worrying about the weather. We'll go over the worksheet we give you. We'll finish whatever we do tomorrow. Oh, it's a half day. That's right. Look at you guys knowing the schedule better than me. So yeah, we do the half day tomorrow. So if we have time, all right, if we have time after going over the 6-7 practice, then we'll start this. Like little things. Like if you look at the 6-7 homework, it's a lot to do those problems. We're going to go over shorter types of problems that you may see on Friday. All right? I still have to figure it out. I haven't written it yet. It's not going to be like a bunch of questions like the homework 6-7. It'll just take too long. So what I'm telling you, like you'll have basically when you take the quiz, okay? Like this is what's in my head right now. I give you the 3 vertices, A, B, and C. And I say, okay, use either the distance formula or Pythagorean theorem. Tell me what the 3 side lengths are. All right? Tell me what the 3 side lengths are. And then question 1 will be which of the following, and then it'll say scalene, you know what I mean? It'll be multiple choice, isosceles, or equilateral. All right, and then number 2 will be use like converse of Pythagorean theorem, give me an inequality. So that's the second part of all those. And then that'll be another multiple choice, which acute right obtuse. You're not going to get 72 of them. But like we talked yesterday, all right, while you guys were, but we talked on Friday about how, yeah, I know, I'm presenting. Put this back on. So we talked on Friday, I believe, about this one. Where, just go away. Go away. All right. All right. Where we talked about the midpoints of the parallelogram, right? Creating another parallelogram. So that would be like a shorter question. Like quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus. If we connected the midpoints, what would we have? And you would say a rectangle or whatever. And then what we did today would be like a shorter thing, like find the equation. There may be you'll probably get one of them, that kind of thing. And then there may be one about a property, like for example, given parallelogram. All right. So let's say that's a parallelogram, and that's the slope of that is negative 2 over 5. What would the slope of the opposite side have to be? The negative 2/5. And if it was a rectangle, what would be true about the opposite side? It would be 5 over 2. Like that kind of thing, like shorter questions based upon that. But again, I gotta see how much we'll go from there. Guys, have a great day. Enjoy the half day tomorrow. We'll see you on Thursday. All right, so we spoke yesterday, right? Yeah. Okay, and we said you were going to take it, right? And it never was up? Yeah, I emailed. Oh, so then that's on me, okay. I thought I did it right away. I even wrote it down. I'm sorry. Is there a particular time you want to take it? You can either take it tonight or tomorrow. It's up to you. Completely up to you. Like what time? Like you get home by like 3? So if I open it at 3 o'clock, you'll be good to go? Okay, let me do it right now while you're sitting here to make sure. All right, I want to make sure that. All right, so we're going to assign that one. And this is B. Now, okay, here's our problem. So let's go back to this first so this doesn't happen again. Come on over. All right. So there's two. There's the Gmail one and the. Okay, so I can get rid of this one. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this one so it doesn't happen again. So we're going to, oops, won't let me, so I don't want to get rid of that. All right, so I can get rid of the Gmail one.
NFL's fixed.
NFL's fixed, dude. The NFL's fixed, dude.
All right.
Okay? Really? Why every year does somebody get out 100 points and then suddenly there's a miraculous comeback? Why did the Chiefs last year get down 50 every game and then miraculously come back?
The Niners suck.
Because it's fixed. It's not even talking about the Super Bowl. It's talking about every game.
All right. You got a scissor?
Come on, I'm doing something educational.
Sorry.
I'm trying to help this young lady that like messed up yesterday. So I'm going to put it in both. Because I don't know which one's which right now looking at it. So we're going to open it at, today is the 9th. We're going to open it at 3. All right, and we'll have a big enough window that if something happens. All right, so it's open at 3. We'll keep it open until 11 tonight, just in case something happens. Test settings, don't release, scientific calculator, shuffling questions isn't really going to want a bunch of time test, 50 minutes. It's going to tell me it's a duplicate. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so it should be good. I will. If there's a problem, message me in Google because I'll see that on my way home, and then I'll open it as soon as I get home. All right, sorry about that. You need a pass for a second period?
I'll take one too.
I don't want to give one to you. I didn't ask you to come.
You know what? I didn't ask you to lose the bet, so I mean,
you got a point. I did lose a bet. I am a man of my word. I did offer you an orange ice cream. And if you catch COVID from it, you didn't get it from me.
Dude, 96 and out for the last fucking period.
Well, it's because you're smart. You're probably not distracted.
Already, huh?
I already told him. He had it. He took the Niners. He took the Bucks. Oh, I'm getting confused right now. He took the Bucks, dude. Good for him.
Good for you, man.
I put $50 on them to win too.
Wow. I took them as a hedge bet, but I didn't take them as like.
Yeah, I
just hedged them in a plus 3.5.
Yeah.
I did hit on Tom Brady winning the MVP.
I hit on
It's the first time ever 100% of the points were scored by. See, that's confusing to me. Suckup's been that kicker all year.
Yeah.
But the number your boy Greenberg said that it's the first time ever that 100, maybe it was touchdowns, 100% of the. He said points, but I'm assuming touchdowns were scored by people who weren't on the team. Who were, what was the thing Greenberg said yesterday? Greenberg said it. He gave the number from.
I haven't watched Greeny in like.
Well, he's on the radio too.
I actually really like this show.
I love him on the radio.
I love him at gold. That's
of course, but when he's on the radio now, it's a lot like gold.
Oh,
it's a lot. He's got an afternoon show.
Better because he gets great guests on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he Colin Cat? Do you like Colin?
I love Colin Cat.
I'm not a big
podcast.
Yeah. He created his own podcast.
He knows I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, a big fan.
Because he just repeats himself 62 times.
So I like Nick Wright too. Nick Wright was on yesterday.
Nick Wright's okay.
He's good.
He gets annoying. I'm a Broncos fan. He's
He's
fan.
a Chiefs fan. You see him break down Brady's career in the threes?
I didn't. I've seen that graphic before.
He said he has 3 Hall of Fame careers in one. His first 7 years.
Oh yeah.
I'll see you guys.
Good job.
And his third 7, he compared it. He showed stats. You could post him. His first 7 are like Troy Aikman. His second 7 are like Marino, and his third 7 are like Montana. It's insane. It's insane. It's ridiculous.
He's the best ever.
He's the best. There's no.
And here's the other thing they're trying to create now, and based upon your thing with the thing, now people are questioning, like frickin' Max Kellerman, why he's on TV.
Dude, that guy.
He's good. Let me tell you something. If Colin Coward's here for me, Max Kellerman is underneath that.
Yeah.
He's talking about how this questions Belichick. Stop.
Yeah, come on.
This has nothing to do with Belichick. Nothing to do with Belichick.
I get Brady without him. I get that. But a lot of stuff that Brady has instilled is from Bill Belichick.
I agree. That's what I mean. We always have to create
quarterback in Michigan. You know what I mean? Like,
did you? Oh, I didn't show you. There's one that shows his rookie card. Dude, from that, I'll show it to you later. I know you. But dude, he got